how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is your host, Rising Oblivion. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection, which is going to be a collection of the first three Etrian Odyssey games put onto modern platforms. So this is really cool, an interesting thing. I'm glad they're doing this, and they have some cool DLC stuff along this as well, and new features. Obviously, it's going to be remastered, it's going to look prettier and look better, but I'm going to give you all the details for this and the DLC. The DLC is actually pretty interesting. It's got Persona and SMT, like, mainline characters in it, so you're not going to want to miss that. But let's go over the details of this game. I'm super excited for this. I look forward to playing it. Let me know how you guys feel about this, but let's go ahead and just jump into this. First things first, let's talk about the price of this. So it is going to be $80, which a lot of people are kind of upset about, but sort of justly so. It's going to be around $26 per game, basically, is what that means with that sort of price tag. And the game does come out June 1st, 2023. It's published by Sega, all that good stuff. And it's supported in TV, tablet, and handheld mode. I know a lot of people kind of wanted to know that. It's 2.2 gigabytes, so it's not super big at all. Now, there is a physical release of this, and a lot of people are trying to get their hands on it, so if you end up finding it, definitely go for it. Like I said, it's going to be the first three Etrian Odyssey games in HD, which is pretty cool. 1, 2, and 3, of course. But the cool thing about this is the touchscreen mapping functionality, which I'll get a little bit more into further in the video here. It's going to be something that I think is going to make these games feel more streamlined. Of course, remastered graphics, ease of access when it comes to the quest log, skill tree, and everything else. It's basically not just a full-on, you know, remake or a remaster, but more of a remake, I guess is what you could say that this is going to be more like. Of course, it looks better, but they're actually adding features, which is nice, which I think is what a lot of people want from these older JRPGs that are kind of difficult to play, you know. Giving us some new features for that ease of access, the ease of life, is so nice. But let's go ahead and talk about this mapping feature here. So you have your little map there and your cursor and different things that you can do with that, and you have all these symbols at the top. So what they meant by that with the Switch and having it sort of have this mapping feature is you're able to actually take these icons and put it on the map itself. So whenever you're, you know, walking around in first person, you can have that map there and you can actually pinpoint exactly what you need to be doing or what you found, what directions you might want to go into. You can map out treasure chests, things like that. So that is kind of that feature, and you can see the map there is at the top right, so you can easily map things out and easily get around within this game. And the artwork looks brilliant. Like, look at this picture. It's great. So I'm fully on board for JRPGs getting this kind of treatment, honestly. Like I said, it's not just a copy and paste sort of port. They're actually doing a lot of different things here that it looks like to make this an enjoyable experience. I know a lot of people love having their classic games, love playing them those ways, but there are some better things that we can do to make these games feel a little bit better, feel a little bit more alive. And, you know, being able to play on my modern platforms, for this game specifically, we're getting on Steam and Switch, but being able to play these games and have them on modern consoles, have them look better, but also to have these features that are going to give us a little more attention to detail. And it's not necessarily just making the game easier, but it's making the game be just a more enjoyable experience, being able to have these ease of access of life type settings, because we have the technology now to do it. If you're going to be remastering it and putting it on somewhere, it's like, you know, why not do that? You know what I mean? But let's sort of look at this game's DLC now and talk a little bit about that. So this game's DLC is going to be kind of interesting. It's pulling from different Megaten titles and I guess really just Atlas titles, right? But it's pulling from these different titles and putting them in this game, which is so weird and interesting. So it's going to be 2 characters per each game. So I don't know. It's kind of just like randomly selected, it looks like. I don't think there's a whole lot behind it. They try to put Persona into most of them though, but either way, let's talk about which ones is going to which. So, Etrian Odyssey HD, like the original, that one is going to have Joker and also have Ringo from Soul Hackers 2 as the characters in there. This is character portraits, which are basically going to be playable sort of characters that are going to be in that game, which is so weird and just interesting. I mean, I'm glad that's in there. That's cool. That's fun. The art looks cute and everything, but it just seems so out of place, kind of. But either way, I'm happy for that. Let's go over to Etrian Odyssey 2 now. So this one, I think, has to be the weirdest pair-up. It's Teddy from Persona 4, so not the actual main character or anything like we're getting with the first game. We're getting Joker, but this one we're getting Teddy. We're getting the mascot. So, you know, no Morgana was done in any of this either, so we're getting Teddy and then Demi-Fiend, of course, which Demi-Fiend, my boy, #1. And then Etrian Odyssey 3 is getting Nahabino and Aegis from Persona 3. Again, the mascot. So, Persona 3 and 4 got mascots, while 5, it's like, oh, we'll put actual Joker in the game. The mascots, those are better. At least they knew better not to put Morgana in there. I'm sorry for the Morgana slander, but I'm not a huge Morgana fan. So, that is the DLC that we get for each of these games. It's cool that we're getting 2 characters per thing. Like I said, I don't know why they chose these ones, why these ones in specific, but Joker and Ringo, that makes sense. They're like newer, you know, characters, I guess, kind of newer for like Persona 5, I guess. Popular characters, right? That kind of makes sense. Demi-Fiend and Teddy, strange. Nahabino and Aegis, that's a little bit better. I feel like they kind of fit somewhat, but that's still kind of strange as well, to be completely honest. But those are the DLCs that we're getting for each of these games respectively. So overall, it looks like each game has a little bit of DLC and has all of these brand new features that they're going to be adding to the whole collection there, which I'm super happy about. I mean, being able to play not just 1, but like 3 of them in a row is pretty dope, and having them all in a collection is pretty nice as well. If you were wondering if you could get them separately, yes, you can. You can buy them as separate releases. I assume they're going to be 25 bucks. Probably each, or a little bit more than that. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to be going. There is a collector's edition, which I believe gives you a stylus that allows you to actually, you know, sort of use that on the Switch's screen and whatnot, so you can actually, like, maybe use that mapping feature and have the stylus to help you sort of drag and drop things around. I guess if you're going to be doing that a lot, a stylus might help, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm going to be getting this on PC and streaming through these games, so if you're wanting to play any of these games, or just see them, I guess, you know, go for it yourself. If you want to watch it here on the channel, if you're curious about how it's going to be first, before you buy it yourself, I think I'm going to be playing it here on the channel, so don't have to worry about that. If you just want to see what it looks like first, before you get your hands on it, I'm your guy, I'm here. So please subscribe to the channel in order to be informed about that. I think this is cool. I hope we get more JRPG remakes like this. I think this is the correct way to do things. I'm glad Atlas is sort of going in more of this direction. The price tag is a little bit high, but you know what? If we get the games to be something that is worth the cost, I think it's justifiable. And for this being $80 for these really old games, I think it might be worth it. I don't know. I kind of need to play the game. From how it looks pretty damn good. They do a pretty good job at that, but of course we need to play them. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. I've just recently been partnered with Dubby, so if you know what that is, they have shakers, energy drink type, you know, powders and stuff like that that you can have, help you play games with, keep you focused, keep you alert. It's also, they have some non-caffeinated versions and stuff like that. Sorry for the shameless plug, but I just joined, and if you use code RISING, you can get 10% off of your order. Down in the description, you can actually find a link to it there, and then you can use my code to not only give yourself a discount on anything on the store, but also it helps support me and the channel. So that means a lot to me if you're able to do that. I would obviously appreciate that. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.